Welcome to Scary Crime, the channel where we delve into the darkest, most chilling mysteries and unsolved crimes. If you're fascinated by the unknown and captivated by true crime stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Your support helps us bring these haunting tales to life. Now, let's dive into today's story, a case that has perplexed investigators and haunted a community for over a decade. This is the story of Kyron Horman, a bright-eyed 7-year-old boy whose disappearance on June 4th, 2010, in Portland, Oregon, sparked the largest manhunt in the state's history. A normal morning turns into a nightmare. The day began like any other for the Horman family. Kyron's stepmother, Terri Horman, took him to Skyline Elementary School for a science fair. Dressed in a black CSI t-shirt and jeans, Kyron proudly posed in front of his red-eyed tree frog exhibit, a project he had been excited to share with his classmates and teachers. According to Terri, she left Kyron at the school around 8:45 a.m., watching as he walked toward his classroom. However, this would be the last confirmed sighting of the young boy. When Kyron didn't return home on the school bus that afternoon, his family's concern grew into panic. A frantic call to the school revealed that Kyron had never been marked present in class that day, sparking a massive search effort. The search begins. Within hours of Kyron's reported disappearance, search and rescue teams were mobilized. The dense forests surrounding Skyline Elementary, located in a rural area northwest of Portland, became the focal point of the search. Helicopters, search dogs, and hundreds of volunteers scoured the area, hoping to find any trace of the missing boy. The search quickly expanded to include rivers, trails, and neighboring properties. Despite the massive effort, there was no sign of Kyron. The lack of clues baffled investigators, and the community's hope began to waver as days turned into weeks. Suspicion falls on the family. As the investigation progressed, authorities turned their attention to Kyron's stepmother, Terri. Her behavior and inconsistent statements raised red flags. Terri claimed she had run errands after leaving Kyron at school, but her alibi couldn't be fully corroborated. Surveillance footage and witness accounts didn't align with her version of events. Adding to the suspicion was the revelation that Terri had reportedly expressed frustration with her marriage to Kyron's father, Kyron Horman. Just weeks before Kyron's disappearance, Terri had allegedly approached a landscaper, asking him to kill Kyron. While this claim was never proven in court, it cast a shadow of doubt over her innocence. Kyron, who initially supported Terri, filed for divorce and obtained a restraining order against her after learning of the alleged murder-for-hire plot. He publicly stated his belief that Terri was involved in Kyron's disappearance. The polygraph tests. Terri's behavior during the investigation further fueled suspicion. She reportedly failed multiple polygraph tests and refused to cooperate fully with law enforcement. When asked to clarify her timeline on the day of Kyron's disappearance, her answers were vague and contradictory. These inconsistencies led investigators to label her as a person of interest in the case, though she was never formally charged. The grand jury investigation. In the years following Kyron's disappearance, a grand jury was convened to review evidence and hear testimony. Numerous witnesses were called, including Terri and other members of the Horman family. However, the proceedings were kept sealed, and no indictments were ever issued. The community's role. Kyron's case galvanized the local community. Vigils, fundraisers, and awareness campaigns were organized to keep his story in the public eye. Flyers with Kyron's photo, his bright smile and glasses becoming an enduring image, were plastered across the region. The community's efforts extended to social media, where the hashtag #FindKyron gained traction. Volunteers also played a crucial role in the search efforts. Despite challenging terrain and harsh weather conditions, they combed through forests, rivers, and abandoned buildings. The dedication and resilience of these volunteers underscored the impact Kyron's disappearance had on the community. Theories and speculation. Over the years, various theories about Kyron's fate have emerged. Some believe he was abducted by a stranger, while others suspect he may have fallen victim to foul play at the hands of someone he knew. Terri remains at the center of many of these theories, given the unresolved questions surrounding her actions and alibi. Others have speculated that Kyron may have wandered off and become lost in the wilderness. However, this theory seems less likely, given the exhaustive search efforts that yielded no evidence of his presence in the area. The legacy of Kyron Horman. Despite the lack of resolution, Kyron's disappearance has had a lasting impact. His case prompted changes in school safety protocols, including stricter sign-in and sign-out procedures for visitors, and increased security measures on school campuses. These changes were implemented to prevent similar tragedies from occurring. For Kyron's family, the pain of his absence remains a daily struggle. His mother, Desiree Young, has been a vocal advocate for keeping his case alive in the public consciousness. She has repeatedly called for anyone with information to come forward, holding on to hope that answers will one day be found. Conclusion: Kyron Horman's disappearance is a chilling reminder of how quickly a life can change. His case continues to haunt Oregon and the nation, a poignant example of a mystery that refuses to be solved. For those who knew and loved Kyron, the search for truth and justice is far from over. As the years go by, the hope remains that one day, the question of what happened to Kyron Horman will finally be answered.